and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Amazing Tanzania novelist awarded Nobel Prize for Literature. Tanzania novelist Abdulrasak Gurnah has published 10 novels and numerous short stories, many following the lives of refugees as they deal with the loss and trauma caused by the European colonization of the African continent, something the author has himself lived through. He has been named the 2021 Nobel Prize for Literature. While in exile, Abdulrasak Gurnah began to write as a coping mechanism for the trauma of having to leave his homeland. He became an important voice of the experiences and history of post-European colonialism on the continent of Africa. He is the first African laureate to be named to the Nobel Prize for Literature category for nearly 20 years. Gurnah was born in 1948 in Zanzibar. Upon liberation from the British Empire in 1963, Zanzibar went through a violent uprising which led to persecution of Arab-descended minorities. Being a member of that targeted ethnic group, Gurnah was forced to seek refuge in England when he was 18. It was while he was in exile that he began to write as a way to cope with the trauma of having to leave his homeland. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, Heiko Maas, issued a statement on October 7, 2021, on the decision by the Nobel Committee to award the Nobel Prize for Literature to Abdulrasak Gurnah. The statement reads, "With Tanzanian writer Abdulrasak Gurnah, not only is an important voice of post-colonialism being honored, but he is also the first African laureate in this category in almost 2 decades. In his novels and short stories, Gurnah addresses the history of colonialism and its impacts on Africa, which continue to make themselves felt today, including the role played by German colonial rulers. He speaks out clearly against prejudice and racism and draws our attention to the rarely voluntary but never-ending journey of those who strike out for another world. I would like to offer Abdulrasak Gurnah my most sincere congratulations on winning the Nobel Prize for Literature. His award shows how necessary a lively and broad-based discussion of our colonial heritage continues to be." The African Tourism Board, ATB, recognized Abdulrasak Gurnah's achievement, and ATB President Alain Saint-Ange had this to say. "We at the African Tourism Board congratulate Tanzanian novelist Abdulrasak Gurnah for being awarded the 2021 Nobel Prize for Literature. He has made Africa proud. Through his achievement he shows that Africa can shine and that the world only needs to untie the wings of each and every African to let us fly." The president of the African Tourism Board has been pushing for Africa to rewrite its own narrative and never misses an opportunity to re-echo this call, saying that the key USPs of Africa can best be echoed by Africans. ATB continues to push for Africa to be more united as one as it prepares for the complete reopening of its tourism industry. Gurnah is currently a professor emeritus of English and post-colonial studies at the University of Kent.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.